guys, long time no see. I am excited to share all that has gone on in this first semester of our homeschool year. For what year has it been? 2023 to 2024 school year. I'm going to share the first half, how things went, how we felt about the curriculum we were using, how that went with I have a preschooler, first grader, and a ninth grader, and then I also have a toddler. So lots going on around here, but I've really wanted to update you guys more since I posted what curriculum we are going to be using for the school year and everything. But it's really hard for me to be able to just sit down and talk to the camera and have it be quiet. Honestly, I don't know how all these homeschool moms do it. They must have a really good routine with all their kids that have a specific quiet time. And that's something that I am going to be working on in this new year. So I don't know if I'll talk about that in this video, or maybe I'll film another video after this talking about my plans for the second half of the school year. But anyway, my toddler does nap. However, she started climbing out of her crib, and so now we had to switch her to a toddler crib, and it's just made it a lot more difficult to get her to go down for a nap. So we'll see. I tried to put her down just a minute ago. She's been wanting me to lay with her for an hour, and so it would be pointless for a nap, because actually that happened yesterday. I fell asleep trying to lay her down for her nap, and then she woke me up and her nap was over. So I got a nap, I guess, but that was it. And my husband was home because it was a Sunday, so he was with the other kids. But anyway, we are transitioning with that, and I feel like that is just homeschool and life with kids in a nutshell, especially when you have young kids, is that things are constantly changing, and you have to be able to just be flexible and just realize that this is not forever, and that just because homeschool is difficult in this moment, on this day, this month, this school year, whatever, it does not mean it's going to be that way forever. And that there are things that you can do to make things easier. It just takes time. It's not going to be instant. And so for me, I would just kind of give up with my oldest, unfortunately, my ninth grader, and just put him back in public school because I was constantly pregnant, sick, had a newborn. And I wish I would have just adjusted, had him do a Becca online, which some of my friends do with their older kids that have a bunch of little ones, things like that. I wish I would have done, but that's in the past, and that's probably a whole other video as well. I have so much to talk to you guys about. So I want to talk about our curriculum real quick, how that all went. So I'm going to start with my first grader because I feel like that's the one I have the most to say about, because my ninth grader is pretty independent, and then my preschooler is just in preschool. So for my first grader, we used, oh, darn it. I'm not going back upstairs. I grabbed the Language Arts Level K. I meant to get his Math 1 workbook to show you guys that he finished it. So he did Level K Language Arts last year in kindergarten. But anyway, but he finished his Simply the Good and the Beautiful Math 1 in one semester. So I was really proud of him for that, and proud of myself as well. We basically just doubled up on the lessons each day. That's how we finished it so early. But the reason that we decided to do that is because it's just so easy for him. Math 1 has been extremely easy for him, and I just feel like I want him to be more challenged. However, I didn't want to just skip the level and go to Math 2 because there were a lot of good things in Math 1, like the writing of numbers and just solidifying certain things like time. I hadn't fully addressed teaching him time, and I feel like they did a really good job with that, and I think they continue in Math 2 teaching how to tell time, but that I think they did a great job at, and I felt like he needed to learn that. But when it came to addition, subtraction, just the basics of math, I felt like it was going too slow for him. And even with learning how to tell time, I feel like it was going a little slow for him and his abilities with math. My oldest is also extremely good at math, so it doesn't surprise me that Henry, my almost 7-year-old, he'll be 7 in like 9 days, which is crazy, my first grader, it doesn't surprise me that he would be gifted in math as well. So anyway, I was really proud of that. We kind of use that as our stopping point. Like, okay, I want to finish your math and then we will start Christmas break. So we did that, and I went ahead and ordered Math 2 because I really do like the Good and the Beautiful math. I've gone back and forth on certain curriculum. I tried Math with Confidence and did not like it personally. And it just wasn't open and go enough for me, I think was the problem. And with my life and just my personality, I need something that's more open and go. And I really do like the Good and the Beautiful math. I think any like level 1 math that he would have done, he would need to be going faster because it's just kind of below what he's capable of doing. So I liked the Good and the Beautiful that it's also only 120 lessons, which is shorter than some other curriculum, like say Abeka has a lot more. I like that the Good and the Beautiful gives us that flexibility to finish early. Like there's just, I don't even know how many lessons Abeka has. It's a lot. And so even though he would be going through them quickly, to just finish all of those lessons early would probably not be possible, and so he'd just be doing more and more and more of the same type of stuff that he needs to move on from, just reviewing and reviewing and reviewing instead of truly learning new things. So I've really liked the Good and the Beautiful math for those reasons, and I'm excited to see how he does with Math 2. I'm not like determined to finish it within this semester. If he, doesn't finish it and continues with Math 2 into 2nd grade, I'm fine with that. However, I feel like he will, just of what I've watched videos. I don't have the curriculum with me yet. I ordered it, hasn't come in yet. But just with what I've seen from videos online and everything, Math 2 seems pretty simple as well. And so I do feel like we will finish it this upcoming semester, but that's to be determined. And then I think my goal or my thoughts is that Math 3 will start when he starts 2nd grade, and that one will kind of slow down and do just like 1 lesson a day, and it will be just more on like his level of where he's at. Now, whenever I push him up a level in whatever curriculum, I am not pushing him up a grade level. I am actually, this is me personally, of course, so I have friends that do different things, and nothing against anyone who does things differently than me. But I do have a conviction of that. I don't think children, just because mentally they can do like Math 2 or Math 3 when they're like 6 or 7 years old, does not mean that you should say, oh, well, now you're in 2nd grade, now you're in 3rd grade or whatever. No, because emotionally, I don't think that they are on that level, and that would lead them to graduating earlier and, being in, if they were ever in some kind of classroom setting, being in a classroom setting with kids that are older and more emotionally mature than them. Even college, like, I don't know, I definitely think we'll do dual enrollment, like online for college. Or high school, do dual enrollment. I'm already like thinking like that because I have a 9th grader. But I would never want to send my kid to a physical college before they're 18. I don't think they're ready for that. So anyway, that's like my tangent on that. But so I'm really happy with how math is going for him. I really enjoy the Good and the Beautiful. I like that it has like some manipulatives, but not too many. And the lessons have games in them, which I'm big on games. I felt like that was something I liked about Math with Confidence, is that they had more games, I feel like, and card games and different things. And I thought that we would enjoy that. But I think what I want to do in this upcoming semester is just play more like board games and math card games and stuff just on our own time. And maybe even we won't finish Math too early, because maybe I'll add in more of those types of things. So we'll see. We'll see how he's doing with his addition and subtraction and all that. I also have him doing the app Extra Math. I think that's really good math practice. My oldest did that all the way through multiplication and division. It just keeps drilling them until they like are able to pass and like get all of the, at first it starts with addition, then subtraction, then multiplication, then division. So that was really good practice because that is like the foundation of math. And I'm really excited to get into multiplication with him and just really drill those facts in for him because that's such an important part of math. I've taken calculus 1, 2, and 3. Just having that skill and that confidence of just knowing your multiplication tables really makes a big difference even in advanced math. So anyway, the other thing he finished is I brought both of them. So he has done, this is something else I love about the Good and the Beautiful, is that you're able to kind of go at your kids' pace when it comes to their reading level, but then the actual, which is this is like basically the bulk of their reading. It's a, their booster card or booster books. So it's all the books they read, and then it's cards, which is practicing the phonics and all of that in there. So these things you can buy separately from the actual just like workbook component from this. Actually, it's nice I have this here. So this, I don't think that Henry would be ready to move on from because it's a lot of like writing and now this is kindergarten, so he finished this, but it's a lot of like tracing letters, writing letters, practicing grammar concepts, starting with writing, especially in the first grade level, you're starting to write some things. So, or at least your parent is helping you with it. And so I have not felt like he was ready to do like 2 lessons a day or should be on a higher level. I felt like this was on level for him. But the reading, which this tends to be the case for a lot of children, which is why the Good and the Beautiful did this, I believe. The reading he has raced through, and it would be holding him back if the reading was combined with that workbook, and he couldn't move on to a higher level of reading until he finished that entire 120 lessons workbook that involves things that aren't, don't have anything to do with just plain old reading. So they have these booster cards, which I love. He finished the A in kindergarten. Now, I do think he would have also finished B, which he just finished this semester, in kindergarten as well, but my oldest was sick. I was in the hospital with him for a total of 2.5 months. He had an ostomy bag for 3 months. It was a 6-month ordeal. So we got through just his basic math kindergarten, Simply Good and the Beautiful, and his basic, English. And I felt like we did a good job. We didn't, go beyond and stay at his pace. We just did his schoolwork. And I also really appreciated that about the Good and the Beautiful, in that it was not too much and that we could just do the next lesson. And even with the distractions of life, a catastrophic event that went on in our family, we were still able to get through a whole year's worth of schooling for him. So that was good. But anyway, so in first grade, we started with the first grade workbook, which he's still working on. And then we finished his Booster B cards about the same time as the math level 1. I based it off that. I wanted to finish these and his math 1 before we went on our break. And we were able to do that within like a week of Christmas, something like that. So that I love because I really want to get him reading as soon as possible, and it just introduces like each, concept, like it has sight words, it has sneaky E, so just things that like he needs to be taught. Oh, the E makes the vowel say its name or makes it a long vowel, you know what I mean, whatever. So once he sees that, like it's just told it for the first time, he catches onto it really quickly and he's able to start reading and we can move on. And so I really like that about this. It works so well for him when it comes to reading, and I'm really excited for him to just take off with reading. I think so I ordered the Booster C cards. I think that's the last like booster cards that they do, I believe, and then after that it's just like practicing reading. So that makes me excited because then I feel like he'll have that foundation of like how to read, and he'll just be like, practicing and just doing the actual reading and just practicing it and getting better at it. So I'm very excited for him for that. He really has started to notice that he can read recently. Like he'll read something on a sign or on a book or whatever, or he'll read to his little sister. Oh, I think that's my factor delivery. So that has been really cool and fun to see. He's my first kid that I've taught to read because my oldest went to public school when I was a single mom and everything. So it's been really cool to be like, I have taught him from learning just how to identify his letters and singing the ABCs, learning the sounds, all the way towards reading. And I feel like The Good and the Beautiful really supported me on that. I feel like when we first started with the A books, it was a little bit tough to get used to, and I think that their videos helped because I wasn't saying it properly in a way to where Henry would understand what their videos did. So if you do get started with this and it's a little bit hard at first, I would say don't give up, keep trying for a little bit, and of course if it continues to not work for you, then move on. But we struggled a little bit at the beginning and then have gone on to do so well with this. So I just dropped all the books. Cool. So that basically sums up like Henry's schooling. We of course did tons of other things. He does like an elective school on Fridays. He does on Wednesdays. He does chess club on Tuesdays. He has piano lessons. He had his first piano recital this Christmas, and that was so fun and so cute. So he's been playing piano since he was like 5. So sorry, the factor delivery is coming and I hope the guy doesn't look at me. He's going to turn around. Anyway, so, oh dear, he's taking a picture of it. Don't look at him. Don't look. Okay, he turned around. Okay. So anyway, he has had a really good, rich, full semester, and that way, I will say that reading to him, I feel like I didn't do the best job at. I did some, like I actually read to him and my oldest, like we read Mr. Popper's Penguins, and what was the book we read before that? We did some reading, but it's really hard with a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. I tried to read to like all of them, like at least the 6, 4, and 2-year-old all at once, and it was like literally impossible. It was just a fail. Like they'd be screaming and crying and like it just would not go well. And I think that I need like a little bit more structure around it. Like I tried to just sit them on the couch and we'll just cuddle on the couch and read, and that did not work. It works best when I read to them individually. Like my 2-year-old, I love reading like board books to my little toddlers. Like they always love that, spending that time with mom. So you wouldn't think about reading to a 2-year-old as like that big of a deal, but they actually say it's really good for them to hear that language, and then they love it. I think they just love the time with me, and they love the books. We get like hands-on books that you can touch and feel and all that. We got this like Band-Aid book she got for Christmas that's like pretend Band-Aids that you put on the boo-boos and stuff. Anyway, she's loved that. So I read to her individually before bed, and Jack, the same kind of thing. But Henry, since I mostly do like the little ones, my husband, I mean, he helps with all of it, but he kind of focuses on getting Henry to bed, and he prays with him and everything, but I'm more of the reader in our relationship, and I need to figure out how to read to him more. He did read, like he would do these, and then he has his extra reading with books from The Good and the Beautiful, which I have really loved those books. He's read quite a few of the books that are supposed to be at his level. That's something I like about The Good and the Beautiful too, is that they have a bunch of books you can buy. They're like at their exact level. They go perfectly with the curriculum and everything. So he reads that to my husband at night. It's kind of something that they do. But yeah, I don't feel like I read to him enough, and that's something that I love to do and I love about homeschooling. So I want to figure out how to do that better. That's something that if I would say that there was like wins and losses, the wins is that we got through our curriculum really quickly. The losses was the reading to him. And I think I just need to be more prepared of like having breakfast right on the table and then we start reading, or having them do like some kind of art project while I'm reading to them, something like that. And I just haven't been organized enough, I guess, with that. I do feel like I've felt pretty exhausted this semester. That's one thing that has just been a general theme. Like I just started to feel so tired. And I think there's a lot of reasons for that. I think one, I have a lot on my plate and I tend to just go hard at doing like everything and then I'll burn out. So I do think I was feeling like some burnout. And then just, you know, having like Charlie is in her terrible twos now, and so dealing with that is hard when you're trying to do school and stuff. And we do the bulk of our English and math during her nap. And then just everything that went on with my oldest last year with his bowel obstruction, being in the hospital and everything. I feel tired, like just physically tired. I also have my cleaning channel. Most of you probably know that, or maybe you don't. I don't know, because I don't really think cleaning videos and homeschool videos, like, I don't know. I watch both, but probably not everyone does. So, but yeah, so I've been trying to figure out how to do that, but also not let it take over my main role as being wife and mom and homeschool mom, because that's what's most important. And then, you know, my job is secondary, honestly, to that. And, you know, that's just what our family prioritizes. So I have felt some fatigue and some burnout, but I think that this break has been really good. We've taken like 2-ish weeks off, and today is Monday, after probably when most people are like going back. It's that January 8th. So probably when most people are going back to school. We are going to do a little bit, but Henry's new curriculum from The Good and the Beautiful hasn't come in yet. I ordered it a little bit late. And then, so I think for Jack, my preschooler, so I guess I'll get into him now. It was very hit or miss. He's very different than my 6-year-old Henry. Henry at 3 years old would sit down with me and do his little preschool work, and, you know, no issues. Jack is much more active, much more like, he will fight me on things, wants to do it his way instead of how I'm instructing him on how to do it. So it's been tougher in that way with him, but he's also very creative. He's my little artist, and he's super smart. He's just different. He needs more like hands-on activities. And so I finally got, if you watch my cleaning channel, I finally got our office, or the library as I like to call it, organized, got all our books organized. So I did that. That was like a project that I took on during Christmas break to try to get more organized and get things, you know, set myself up for success more for the second half of the school year, is getting that room really organized. So I got all the books put up so we can see them, see what we have, which I love that. And then I also got all the manipulatives. They were in the closet under the stairs because we do school at the dining room table, but it was just too much stuff in one space. So I moved those up to the library as well, and that's good. I think that's going to be good. So for Jack, like today after I film this video, I plan, as long as Charlie naps, as long as she's still napping, I plan on starting with him, doing some schoolwork, and just kind of figuring out what's best for him. We did start the Good and the Beautiful preschool curriculum, and it just was going too fast for him, I feel like. There weren't enough lessons. Like, it went from learning about like A, B, and C, and D, I think, to like E, F, G, or whatever, like leaving those behind and doing E, F, G too soon. And he needed more practice.
Hey guys, so somehow I lost like a clip of this video, and so yeah, I thought I would just add a little voiceover in. It does go back to the regular video of me sitting there talking, but so sorry, I don't know what happened. But anyway, basically Jack just needs a bunch of manipulatives and a bunch of hands-on learning, and I think honestly will take a little bit more work with him, but it will be a lot of fun, and he is so sweet and loving, and he's been telling me he wants to do more schoolwork, so I'm very excited for him. And then as far as my high schooler, my 9th grader, he has had a very good semester. As you may know, he had that terrible year last year with his bowel obstruction, and basically didn't do much school last year. There was a small time after, like when he was healing at the end of the school year, that he did some school, but really not much at all. So this year, I was glad to find Shoreman Math online. That has been really good for him. He has been enjoying it. it just works really well for him. He's great at math. He gets all A's and has like no issues. But I do think that it's, teaching him, it's Algebra 1 with a half credit of geometry. So I liked that because he was supposed to get Algebra 1 in 8th grade, but that's when he was sick. And so he obviously needed to retake it. But I didn't want him to be kind of behind in the math area because I want him to continue to be challenged. And I felt like if he did just algebra, then he would have to do just geometry and he wouldn't be as challenged because he'd be a little bit behind for his level. So I like how this has a half credit of geometry so he can move on to Algebra 2 next year, which also works out with the classes that we're considering for his private school, Homeschool, which I will talk about that more when we do like our curriculum picks and stuff, because we are like literally just figuring that out and figuring out if we want to do dual enrollment at all. So I'll talk about that in a future video. But that went well. He ended up doing chemistry through BJU online. We've done some fun chemistry stuff like with the Good and the Beautiful. We actually tried chemistry from Gather Round and I did not like it for any of my kids. I don't think I like Gather Round's approach, and I'll talk about that more in another video. But yeah, we ended up stopping doing that. We have liked some of the Good and the Beautiful sciences. Those are really fun. But I felt like he needed something, more for his level. So we started the chemistry at BJU online, and he's been doing great with that as well. And then Sunlight has been fantastic. He's doing that for history, Bible, literature, and language arts. I have loved that. I've loved the read alouds that we do together, all the books he reads. I love that the language arts will tie in, like compare and contrast these two books that you read or whatever. Like I think it's really good for him. So I have enjoyed that. I'm not sure if we will do Sunlight again next year, but so far we're enjoying it. What else did he do? I think that's all that was missing. I don't know, hopefully from the clip. He also obviously did chess club. He's been in some chess tournaments. He's been playing golf. So he's had a really good semester, and I'm happy with all the curriculum we chose and the homeschooler school he's done twice a week and all of that.
Sorry, my battery died. I had to change it. What was I saying? I don't know what we'll do for him next year, if we will do Sunlight again or not, because he might be doing dual enrollment in college. I don't know if we're going to do that in 10th grade. I know we will in 11th grade for sure, but I don't know yet if we will in 10th grade. I just don't want to rush him. I want him to be learning and being challenged in his curriculum and his learning. But I just don't know if I want to rush him into like college courses just yet because of the trauma that he went through. And I just feel this need to kind of keep him close and allow him time to grow and mature as a young man. He's looking like a man now. It's crazy. He's like full on looks like a man, even though he's 15, They're a kid at heart still for the most part, but like looks like a man. And it's actually been a lot of fun because although he is still like just, a kid, like he's just a baby still. He's only 15. He does have much more complex thought now, and he gets, like, we have the same humor. What do you know? We both have the sarcastic sense of humor. Where does he get it from? Me, obviously. So that's been a lot of fun, and it's hard to see your kids grow up. Like, I would give anything, if I could go in a time machine, where I would go is hang out with him when he was 4 years old and just kiss him and snuggle him, and he's just so cute. He had this like super blonde hair and he was just so cute and so sweet and just like the best little kid ever. He's been the best kid ever for so long. So I would definitely hang out with him at that age. I would do that in a heartbeat. But I do enjoy him becoming like a regular person. It's cool too. Of course, we're not friends. I'm his mom and he's my son. It'll always be that way. But your relationship changes as your child grows, and you have to have this different level of respect between each other as he gets older. So we will see. I will try to update you guys on what we decide as far as like dual enrollment. Of course, I plan on to always post like my curriculum pick videos because I love curriculum. I'm big on curriculum. I've tried so many different types of curriculum and I like to share about that. I do think maybe I should film like some review videos of different curriculum. just kind of like batch film it. But unfortunately, I don't think I can post on here like weekly or anything like that. I need to focus on my cleaning channel because that's what makes our family money. And my main focus above even that is homeschooling and being a mom and doing all of that. So maybe as the kids get older, I'll be able to post more like sit down type videos when it's easier. Like right now, Jack and Henry are awake and they're just playing quietly. So maybe once Charlie's like 4, she's 2. When she's 4 and she can do that, I would have more time, more pockets in my day to film like sit down type videos. But right now it's tough. It's tough to get these videos out. But I wanted to update you guys on how we felt about our curriculum overall. We've really enjoyed the curriculum that we've been using, minus Gather Round. We didn't like that. And I guess the Good and the Beautiful Preschool, I think it works for Jack somewhat. Like I like that curriculum, but we just have to add other things. So it hasn't totally worked for us. But overall, the Good and the Beautiful, the science units, the language arts, the math, all of that we have loved. And I've tried a bunch of other things. And because I got turned on to the Good and the Beautiful when, which I should make a whole video about the Good and the Beautiful, but I got turned on to that when Carter was in like 4th grade. He's in 9th grade now. So like 5 years ago, and we tried it and it's much better now. So if you did try it in the past before their updates, I would say maybe give it another shot. Look into their videos, see what you think about it. Maybe give it another shot. Because it's gotten way better. Like they have improved it so much. Like these booster cards and everything, that was never a thing back when there were all these weird flashcards and stuff and it was kind of disorganized. The Good and the Beautiful, they make their stuff so organized, so easy for a mom to just stay on top of everything. If you're like a highly organized mom, you will like this curriculum. So anyway, and then it does teach them. I feel like they're getting a good, solid education, my little ones. Now, my oldest doesn't do, besides the science unit, which is kind of for fun, you know, they don't really have a high school science unit in the Good and the Beautiful, so he's doing his BJU chemistry online as like his high school science. But just as like fun and extra kind of stuff, even he enjoys the Good and the Beautiful science unit. But besides that, like we did try their language arts. Okay, I'm going off on a tangent. But anyway, I will talk more. I will do, if you guys are interested, a whole video on the Good and the Beautiful and how I feel about them, because I do feel that they are worth the hype. Like sometimes I am very cautious, even as a YouTuber myself, of what YouTubers talk about, you know, and if I believe them or not, whether it's so good, you know, what they're saying. I have tried a lot of different things and I just keep going back to Good and Beautiful. And so I'm tired of like wasting my money. Oh, Sunlight is really good too. I really like Sunlight as well. But Sunlight is a lot of reading. And we've struggled with that this semester with my little ones. So we do have the preschool Sunlight curriculum and we haven't totally used it. But I think I need to look at that again because they have a lot of hands-on ideas in the Sunlight that could be good for my Jack. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this update. I've talked for a very long time. I don't even know how long because I've had to change out the battery and stuff on my camera. So I just wanted to get a video out for you guys in case you are a nerdy homeschool mom like me and you just like hearing another fellow homeschool mom talk about homeschool, just in general, talk about curriculum, talk about what's working, what's not working, whatever. If you enjoy that kind of stuff, my channel is for you. And hopefully you can just be patient with me on the amount of videos I'm able to get out. But I just genuinely love homeschooling and I love watching videos about it and I love talking about it. So I like that I have this platform that maybe I can reach some moms that are the same as me. So anyway, thank you for watching this video. Definitely subscribe and click the bell if you want to be notified when I post new videos. So if I do go a long time without posting a video, you'll be notified at least if you click the bell. And give this video a thumbs up. That just tells the algorithm, tells YouTube that this is a good video and it pushes it more out so I can get more viewers and everything. And that's always just an encouragement to me too, seeing the likes, seeing more views. No matter what, like, you're going to be encouraged to post more if you see that, you know, so just saying. But either way, I enjoy talking about this stuff. So thank you so much for being here and I'll see you next time.